All right, Viking fans, I understand you guys might be feeling some type of way. Okay, it is what it is. But now it's time to stand up and let's go ahead and try to get things back in line and get things back in the right order. It's time for our school check-in. Got to do this Cardinals recap. Unfortunately, it was like a bad love song or watching a bad Lifetime movie. Man, I used to hate watching them Lifetime movies when you know what's going to happen or it's going to be it felt like it's going to be a bad ending. And that was the situation this past Sunday in Arizona. Arizona wins 34-33, entertaining ball game. Pat P goes back out to the desert. Pat P was saying all week, it's just a regular game. But I know it was a little more than that, a little sauce on that game. But number one, man, how was it to see some of your former teammates? How was it for you to the very first time to be in that stadium and go to another locker room? How was that experience for you?
It was cool, man. It honestly felt like a game another game on the schedule. It wasn't nothing out of the ordinary. Like I said, I didn't make a big fuss of it. I just keep my emotions, how they always been, and that's at cruising altitude. So I treated the whole week like it was a normal game, and didn't want to do anything outside of the box. So
yeah. And Buda Baker tweeted out, man, you're his brother for life. Cardinals tweeted out a video of post-game hug with Buda Baker. When you and Buda Baker, where he says always family, just being able to come back to some of the guys that were there in the secondary. I know you cool, Robert Alford still, of course, DeAndre Hopkins, so Chandler Jones. So it was definitely, I understand. I know for you, seeing some of your former teammates, in a different uniform, it's a little different. But of course, when the whistle is blown, it's time to rock and roll. Yeah. But when you look at, what's the mentality after losing two heartbreakers in last second fashion? Is it demoralizing to lose that way back to back, or does it show you that you're close?
It definitely shows that we're close. It's still early in the year. Can't hit the panic button just yet. It's a lot of good things that we can learn from on tape. There's a lot of things that we can clean up as well. So we have the pieces. We just have to continue to believe in one another, continue to believe in the plan that we have implemented throughout the week, and go out there and just execute to the best of our ability.
Yeah, and you said one thing you wish you could take back. One play was the touchdown to DeAndre Hopkins, the 15-yard, where Kyler Murray was doing what Kyler Murray does, running around, buy extra time, bought more time, and then of course wide receivers are trying to get open. How difficult is it to maintain coverage on your guy when a play breaks down and the quarterback is buying so much time he has forever to throw it?
Oh man, it's tough, man. You have to. It's easier said than done when you say pass to your guy, pass to your coverage, because you have to initially think to get to your guy initially. Then next thing you know, when the play breaks loose, the receiver 9 times out of 10 has a better view at the quarterback on what's going on than I do. So they end up breaking away from me and end up scoring on a touchdown there. But here we go again with Pro Football Focus. How did I give up 98 yards, bro?
Well, what I saw was, of course, Hopkins had 4 targets for 4 catches, 54 yards and a touchdown. But on you, it was 1 catch for 15 yards. So there are quite a few zone concepts that we definitely need to break down a little bit.
Exactly. And when obviously, when you're playing a scrambled quarterback, what are you supposed to do, man?
Yeah. And they say plaster, but you got to understand when it comes to plastering, it's hard to plaster and not get your hands on these guys. So if you get your hands on these wide receivers, they're going to hit you with a holding call or pass interference call. You know what I'm saying? So if you get hit with a pass interference in the end zone, they get the ball in the 1-yard line because of the spot foul, something that you definitely hate and you wish they would throw out. But that's the rule. That's the situation.
And on top of this, Mac, Moore was the number 2 receiver. So how the hell that was my guy?
Oh yeah, so PFF put that 77-yard touchdown run on you when clearly I was in the zone concept. What were you in?
We was in fire zone.
Fire zone. Oh, so fire zone. If fire zone is like how it was for us in Pittsburgh, unless we have a stack alignment or a cut split, that number 1 is my number 1. When he goes vertical, he becomes mine. Now, if he runs a quick stop or a quick end, I can go ahead and make communication to whoever the underneath dropper is and let him know. But if he comes vertical and threatens me within 6 or 7 yards, that's my man. Coach used to say all the time, when you buy him, you buy him. You can't take it back to the store when you buy him. That's your guy.
But hey, that's the Bible we go by, though, man. They don't even know what coverage we're in, but I don't get that, though, man. Like, this dude was in a whole inside receiver. D-Hop was the number 1 receiver. It came out in the speed trips, if I'm not mistaken, because Christian was the number 3 receiver. And they ran an all-go special.
Mm-hmm.
So that's supposed to be guard 2 receivers at one now?
So when Kyler started to scramble, D-Hop started to try to come back to the ball, and Moore kept going.
Both was running the go.
Yeah.
Who kind of rerouted the receiver inside, inside of him. So once he went inside, I get my eyes back on number 1 now.
Yeah.
So now he's scrambling because, hell, he already got a scrambling touchdown on me earlier. I'm like, he in front of me. I can't let him get another one.
No question.
so he breaks away and start running back towards Kyler. And I does the same thing. And, Rondale was behind me wide open.
Hey, I can tell you this much, Pat. We got some big time listeners and watchers on YouTube or watching our show, and there were quite a few fans that was coming to your defense last week about PFF not actually knowing the coverage for every player in the secondary to be able to give a fair.
I have no clue how they can assess a corner on something, especially like that. Like, I can understand if I'm lining up right in front of this guy, right in front of him.
Yeah,
he beat me for the 77 yards or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what I think, Pat? I think they were assuming you were in cover 3 and you're supposed to take the deepest of the deepest. The deepest of 1 and 2. That's what I think they probably was assuming.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's still not my guy, though. That's still not my guy that I'm covering.
I don't
understand.
Well, we see the real numbers. You gave it the 15-yard touchdown. Other than that, didn't get a lot of action. But one thing I can say in the issue that I'm seeing in the secondary, the splash plays. Vikings gave up 5 passes of 20 yards or more on Sunday. We saw some big plays in week 1 against Cincinnati. How do you eliminate some of these splash plays? Is it more of a communication communication error, or guys just kind of sometimes playing with bad eyes?
No, we just have to, make sure we're on the same page at all times.
Yep.
As easy as said, than done. Just have to make sure we're on the same page at all times. Communication especially now that we're going to be home, it's going to be a little bit noise. We just got to be ready to play ball at a fast pace. Get lined up quick, get all your checks out quick, verbal communications out quick, and be ready to play football. So we just all got to get on the same page, at the same time and go out there and just play fast.